I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. Thumbs up, elbows back, knees bent, chest out, butt out. Sweet wop-a-doo, wop.
I think she has eclipse fever. All right, well, I said let's go record Kick outside.
And I'm like, you sure?
I was like, yeah, but it wasn't raining like this. Now it's raining. So,
Hi, boys.
We'll see how this goes.
Hi, buddies.
Hi, buddy.
You're wet. You're wet. They like it.
Yeah, they like the rain.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
I don't think the water gets under their skin.
I don't think so either. Keep going, Kins.
So, maybe this recording outside was a bad idea.
We can go up on the porch up here by the brooder, or this,
sure, we can do that.
or this porch. Yeah, this one has a little. I mean, I'm not made of sugar. I'm not gonna melt.
No. I was gonna take a shower after recording Kick anyway, so I'm all dirty, all sweaty, and
my hair just dried from my shower.
How are the chicks doing? Let's take a look at them.
I'm sure they're doing just fine. Two of them are up on the perches.
Oh, good.
It was funny watching them try to figure out the perches the first time, like when, just little babies and trying to figure out how to get up in there. So we put these little, they're just outdoor cushions up on top here because, baby chicks, the worst thing for them is a breeze. And when it's really cold out, it kind of helps retain the heat a little bit more. So at night, when it's been dropping down into like the 30s still, we had been putting covers completely over it to make sure it stays nice and warm in there. There's plenty of them, but you've got the biggest amount of drool hanger.
What do you got?
That is
whoa! Winston, it dropped.
It fell. That was a lot. Hi, buds.
Well, today was the eclipse.
Yep.
And East Tennessee was able to see a little bit of it if you were above the clouds.
We're not.
We're not above the clouds. It was very cloudy, kind of raining, a little bit drizzled during the eclipse. So I got to see absolutely nothing. Like nothing changed. Because when we did the eclipse, what was it, 2017?
It was, yes, like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a full eclipse.
It was a full eclipse. I was on the the west coast. We were in Portland, and we got to see the entire thing. And it's really cool because it just, like, everything goes dark, and all of the birds stop chirping.
All animals just stop. They're like,
yeah, they're like, wait a second, it's nighttime?
what just happened?
And they all just go silent. And it's just an eerie, quiet,
it's just
calm.
Yeah.
It's a really neat event. So here in East Tennessee, we weren't going to get a totality, but it'd be a partial, but we didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah, I watched White House on the Hill put out a little clip. They got an 80%, and it just looked like this.
Yeah.
It didn't get any darker than what is right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the totality that's
makes
really
a
cool.
huge difference. Yeah.
So for those of you that were in the path of totality and got to see it because there wasn't any clouds,
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool experience.
Yeah, it really is. All right, so today, I'm done with the floor. I'm done removing the tongue and groove flooring. I still have to remove all the joists and all that jazz, but
halfway there. Nope.
Don't even.
What?
Don't even halfway there. Oh man, there's so much work to do.
You got this.
It is.
It's all about the positive attitude.
You know what? Sure.
It is.
Sure, it could be about the positive attitude. It's also all about, that's just a lot of work.
It is.
So, all of that's up. You guys want a little sneak preview? Yeah, let's do a little sneak. Because by the time, Kinsey, what are you doing back there? Kinsey girl. Let's see if you guys can even see in here.
No,
pretty dark.
Winston, you stay.
No, you stay there, Winston. You're not going in. There's no floor, buddy. There's nowhere for you to step. You stay. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you guys can see this.
You stay.
So I have boards up so I can walk around. I have to get all these boards out of here. And I'm really not sure exactly my next step, what I'm going to be doing, but it's gone. All gone. Oh, oops, I didn't close the door. Yeah, so now I have to figure out kind of the next steps of what I'm going to be doing for that. Like figure out how I'm going to get the joists out of there, out from underneath the walls, or if I even get them out from underneath the walls, or if I just cut them at the wall. Anyway, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But
Buddy.
hey, buddy.
You just standing right there.
What did we do this weekend, Katie? I'm trying to stay out of the rain.
Not much. I don't think we did very much.
We moved some chickens. We moved the meat birds.
They're all inside the...
They're in a run. We put them in a doghouse. We needed to get the meat birds away from the Rhode Island red rooster.
Yeah, they're very large birds.
They are very large
They're
birds. Very dense.
Very, very heavy girls.
They're very dense.
I would say they're probably a good, at least 15-pound bird. At least 10, 15?
10. Yeah, 10.
At least 10.
Yeah.
They're heavy. I mean, carrying both was like, if they moved at all, you were like, uh-oh, because you couldn't readjust easily. They were so big. What are we trying to do here?
I'm trying to do this.
Okay.
I want to do this.
And then, so we moved them, but because they were starting to lose their feathers on their backs where he was riding them, and it was getting to the point where it was starting to scratch their skin. Oh, good boy. Oh, you get it. And then, so we moved them, they're just getting a rooster break. And we do have a rooster that is a meat rooster. He's a part same breed as them, part Rhode Island red, that we kept them from our batch, so they're a little over a year old. We didn't process them when we processed our meat birds, and with the intent of having them as dual purpose and keeping them for breeding, so we just didn't want to continue to buy. We bought our one batch of meat birds, and everything else we're going to raise here. We're not going to continue to order from hatcheries and other places unless we absolutely need to. That was the whole point of, getting these many chickens and being able to do this, is to be self-sufficient with our eggs and our meat, anything chicken based, our broths, all of that, just to be able to make it here on the homestead or grow it here. Hey, buddy.
And we figured out that we prefer the parted out pieces of chicken versus the whole chicken.
The whole's just too much.
Because all of our whole chicken, well, not all of them, but all the chicken that we have left over in the freezer is whole chickens.
The only thing left, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything because we ended up parting half. Actually, we parted about 3/4 of it and kept about 1/4 as whole chickens. And that's all we have left is the whole ones, which I knew would happen because it's just so much, when there's only two of us.
It's so much easier.
It's just so much easier to cook for something quick. It thaws out quicker. But we do have a lot of stuff for broth, and today I got some celery and some carrots and some onions so that I could, with the intent of making some broth from some of the nummies that we have in the freezer. He threw it and he's like, I'm just going to get me another one then. Are you playing? Is that your toy? You're such a goof. And then we moved. Oh, we have a lot of groups of broody hens.
Yeah, we moved a couple broody hens.
We moved some broody hens down here, and the second we moved them, they stopped being broody and they stopped sitting on their eggs. And it was like, well, dang it.
Yep.
So I'd never had that happen before. We had moved broody hens before, and we'd moved the eggs, and we did it all at night and everything. And we've had success doing this. We've probably done it 4 or 5 different times. And for whatever reason, this entire group, they all stopped. But they're not going back with their original. They're going to stay down here because I had too many females with my males anyway for fertilization. So that was kind of everything I think that we did. It was mostly chicken based this weekend.
That's
kind of our life.
That's kind of our life at this point,
based.
Of course, I think we showed you already, we put the sheep into this large area here. I think we showed that to them.
No. I mentioned it briefly on the Saturday video that I did, just that you put it up. I didn't explain why or what it was. I just said it was netting that you put up.
Yeah. But every morning when I take the dogs for a walk, the sheep go for a walk with me, and they go into the paddock over by the red barn, and they hang out in there probably for like an hour, and then they'll
meander back,
and we'll put them back over here by the chickens. And I'm doing this because Katie also mentioned that I saw a coyote. It was over by the red barn. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that made me kind of nervous. There was on our side of the fence. It was between the perimeter fence, which is a barbed wire fence, and the electric fence that keeps the dogs in this area. So it didn't make it into the electric fence, but I don't know if that's entirely true. So I don't want them to be in there at night. So they just hang out over here for the majority of the day and for the evening, because this is kind of a central area for us. There's nothing going to get into there that's going to get past these boys.
Yeah, and the boys can get in and out of there.
Yeah, on each of the ends of the netting, over here and then over there, it's wide enough to where the dogs can slip in and out if they need to, and the sheep just, they don't even try it.
They don't test it.
They don't bother.
The edges perimeter are hot, but the netting is not hot. And so the polywire's hot, so I think they've tested the polywire enough that they're like, okay, we're done. And then the other thing, we cleaned out the incubators. The geese eggs were due to hatch. Yesterday was the last day. And we didn't think there was any development, but we kept them in there the full time because I didn't know. I'd never done the geese eggs before. I assumed it was just like the chicken eggs, but it was a little harder to tell because the yolks are so much bigger, so it was harder to tell if there was actual development or if it was just the yolk. And turns out it was, we had just a bunch of duds. They didn't develop or show anything.
It's weird because when we crack open the geese eggs, they're fertile. They're fertilized, but they must not be fertile. Yeah, just because. So we're hoping. We have one. She's been broody sitting on them. Still got the broody one in the brownish doghouse in there.
Yeah, and
she's sitting on what, 4 or 5?
Yeah, she's not sitting on a ton.
Girl, stop.
But she was. Oh, honey, almost a week behind.
Yeah.
So we'll give her till the end of this week. And just to see, and then we'll candle those. We'll pull those out and candle them. We just want to give her. She's been so great. Fingers crossed she hatches at least one.
I know, at least one.
Yeah, just for her. I mean, it's one of those where.
Are you being silly?
He is being a goof. Oh, he's such a puppy. Sometimes I forget.
I know, you forget that they're puppies because they're so big.
Yep. And they do such a good job with everything else that you just kind of forget. There, he got it. Oh, he got it. Yeah, so weekend was pretty chillax.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a little better.
You sound better.
It's all in my nose right now, and it's still in my chest, so I'm still hacking a little bit, but it's more like, it feels like sinus now. And so I think the antibiotics and steroids did what they were supposed to do, which is good.
Good.
Yeah. So hopefully just a little bit of the and then it'll all be gone. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Like echoes.
I do think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's...
No, move the flooring over to the barn. It was just a lot of as we worked on projects, we just kind of cleaned up a little bit, but there wasn't a whole...
You started some seeds.
Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, I started my cukes, my zucchinis, my squashes. I want to try to start them earlier this year. I heard if you start them a little earlier, you might be able to get a harvest in before the squash bugs become really apparent, and that will decimate the new seedlings. So I'm going to try starting those indoors this year and see. We didn't even try squash or zucchini last year, so I don't think we've actually ever tried.
Not here.
Not here. We did cucumbers last year, and they did pretty good, but once it started getting hot, they died off pretty quickly. So I'm going to try those earlier this year, because we started them pretty late in the year last year. And then I started some flowers. I started some carnations, some straw flowers, some gomphrena, some zinnia, and some marigolds. And that's just a very small portion of some of the flowers I want to start this year. I'll do some nasturtiums and some other. I'm really going to focus on herb ones that I can use for either tinctures, for edibles, or they have a really good effect of repelling.
Good companion plants.
Exactly. That I can either make them into something that'll help us, like a spray or a salve or something. So that's what I'm going to try to venture into a little bit more this year. Get a little bit more growing. And then, I started a bunch of peas also and beans. We're going to try to grow a lot.
Bush beans, right?
Yeah, the bush ones, because you don't want to start the pole ones in starts, the little tendrils. They
wrap around each other.
It becomes a big mess because we still have supposedly about 4.5-5 weeks before the final or the last frost of the year. So I'm just starting everything.
Like April 30th, isn't it?
If it might be this year, it might be earlier. Usually it's Mother's Day.
Okay.
So around the middle of May is usually when they
I thought I read the other day that it was April 30th this year.
I think it's earlier this year, supposedly, but
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It just froze 2 days ago, and then it was like 80 degrees. So
I know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like, it's okay. They're started. They're inside. They'll be good to go. And then I'll have, hopefully, my tomatoes and tomatoes and peppers are doing good. They're about this big now, the ones that I started a couple weeks back. So the hope is just to be able to get those all transplanted and be off to the races and have an early harvest this year.
That'd be nice.
Because last year I don't think we had our first harvest till like September.
It was a while.
Yeah. Herbs are next. I'm gonna get my herbs started here pretty soon too. So we'll just keep kind of succession planting as I have more space and time.
It's like the chickens. We'll keep succession growing as you have the space.
Yep, and time, yep. Yep.
Yeah. All right, well.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I have to collect eggs today to set some eggs to get them in the incubator.
Start incubating again, yep.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I think chicken coop builds are in our pretty near future, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've got a couple fun little mixes that I'm planning that I might want to keep one or two. You know.
That's the way it goes.
You know. It's like every once in a while, it's like, I think that'd be a really cool mix. It's a black Osterlorp and a cream leg bar.
Oh, okay. The leg bar.
So if it's a female,
the Osterlorp that's inside with the
male.
Yeah.
So it could be laying anywhere from a blue to brown egg, and then it could have the little poofy head with a darker, like a black body. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
We'll see what's more dominant, the black Osterlorp or the cream leg bar.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of those. I think I'll be able to do like 3 or 4 eggs that I'll be able to do, and I know that they'll be fertile. So it'll be fun. I'm gonna play around with a couple of them.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yep.
All right. So that means we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
They all left.
Winston's right there.
Yeah.
And then Kinsley's. Oh, I think she went underneath us. Oh, there she is. Here she comes.
There she is.
Here she comes.
She heard her name.
Miss America.
Miss America.
Miss America. Oh, there she comes. There she goes. Oh, she's very wet. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very.
All right, I'm going to go shower.
Okay.